All right. Welcome to Of Nights and Nats. So when last we met, it was an arc finale. The party finally got to do battle with the great Sibriex that has been hounding them for a bit, or at the very least, waylaying the city that they were in on some personal errands for some, and for others, just dying repeatedly, Seth. But last time we met, the adventurers completed their delve into the Spire of Agrivorn to find a rejuvenating bowl at the bottom. They needed this rejuvenating bowl, in order to cleanse Seth of a disease that would have killed him. And they found it and were able to cleanse Seth of this disease, which later you will find was a complete waste of time because Seth perished at the end of this episode. However, they all replenished themselves and discovered another mysterious bowl of creation behind that healing spring. They reviewed the runes upon it. They have found one of these before, and that was before we were streaming. So it was important that they were able to look over it again. And they remembered that the bowl of creation can replicate much of the organic materials placed within it. And Seth had once thrown himself into a bowl of creation as a lark, perhaps, a joke, who knows. But something sinister had occurred from that event, unbeknownst to the party. However, they also knew that they could place pallid moss into it and replicate it, and use it to their advantage in battling a large foe that was looming over them, the Sibriex. The Sibriex then came to the Temple of Mask at long last. It banged on the door, sent hateful messages to the minds of the inhabitants within, but the party was ready this time. They donned the pallid moss that gave them protection and bore spoons crafted with protective runes. And they did the battle. It was a near fight with Seth succumbing to death as the party realized Sergeant Caden, a man he had lied to about the welfare of his sister, attacked him in the heat of the fight and slew him just before Drea was able to slay Sergeant Caden. They lingered for a time in the city. They got some of their affairs in order and met with some of the individuals and NPCs that they had either formed bonds with or had friendships with from the past. And you met a new player named Angren Lumens, a summer Eladrin who actually wore a Lantinese firearm, basically a pistol for D&D. And he claimed to have killed Tatiamona with that gun. And he said that the folks in his organization had been watching the party and were impressed with their handling of the calamity within the city of Agrivorn. The party then takes to the trail to go towards Gloamlight, and they hope to reclaim Ren's home, or at least his people, for the party knows that something has happened there as well. A plague similar to Agrivorn's was reported as Tatiamona had been discovered there initially, and then the party had followed her trail to Agrivorn. So, will they go to cleanse that realm as well? Or do they just bring with them another calamity? We will find out. Ooh. All right. So we are going to start this session. Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Your body was dragged into the bowl of creation. And Teresa Saffron, the drow priestess of Mask, was able to somehow pull the form out of within the ectoplasm that was hardened beneath. That form that she pulled out was, in fact, a clone that had grown of your own flesh. And that clone was grown of your flesh from the time that you had thrown your body into the bowl of creation, again, as a lark. It seems that she was able to do some sort of bartering with deities that you are in cahoots with, perhaps. A deity named Shar, perhaps, or also Mask. You are completely unsure as to why these deities have agreed to assist you, but you find you awake in darkness, naked and cold, unblinking eyes. The last thing you remember was Sergeant Caden standing over you, plunging a blade into you. You feel cold stone beneath you, and you feel incredibly dizzy. And then there's a voice, and it creeps through the darkness, and it says, "Yes, soul sickness."
Hello?
Hello, Seth.
Who's this? Hello?
You don't recognize my voice?
Do I recognize the voice?
Make a history check.
Do I? Hi.
Hi.
It's 7.
Okay, you do not recognize the voice, but to be fair, your soul is getting used to being in a new body, and while that body is technically the same, it is a new vessel. So we'll say that you're just not acclimating well. You don't recognize the voice. You're dizzy. Hearing is fuzzy. And you don't recognize where you are, which is no help. However, the voice speaks again from the darkness, and a form begins to come into view. A tall, thin, humanoid creature with regal purple robes, however tattered, and tentacles spilling off of the lower half of his jaw. Large, glowing, pallid eyes look down at you, and he says, Seth, how could you forget me? It is Krevesin.
I'm sick.
Yes, you are sick.
I don't feel good. I don't know. Like, how long has it been? How long has it been since we've seen it before?
A week, maybe?
A week.
A little less. Not that long for you to be forgetting.
It's been like a whole week.
I mean,
Sorry, I'm really bad with names.
to be fair, in game time, it's been 10 sessions, maybe. So
Yeah.
Well, that's okay, I guess.
What are you doing here? Why is it so dark?
We're back in the gloaming.
Why am I here? I was up above before. How long have I been out?
You were brought down. You haven't been out long.
Well, why am I here? I hate this place.
I don't entirely know myself. You came down with the ectoplasm. I have been following the ball.
Well, the last thing I remember, Teresa giving me a message from my goddess Shar, and now I'm here with you.
A delightful surprise. Delivered to me naked as the day you were born.
Well, good news is now I know that I cannot die. Ever.
Shall we put that theory to the test?
I mean, I just died like an hour ago, so give me some time.
He draws a thin, crystalline piece of sort of a glass spike, and he holds it before him, looming over you a little bit. And you realize you're naked, you don't have a spellcasting focus, you don't have weapons. You're naked as the day you were born, as he said. And he speaks one last time, and he says,
Do you once again accept the gift of Borosun?
Well, I'm in the dark, I'm sick, and I'm naked. So sure.
I was looking forward to tasting the insides of your skull.
Maybe some other time.
Very well.
He holds out the mind spike before him, and he flips it in his hand so that the pointy end is facing away from you.
Okay.
Do you choose to take the mind spike?
I do. Because I don't know where else to go.
All right, so you take the small piece of weaponry that you're unfamiliar with. It is cold to the touch, and the second you take it, visions start rocketing through your mind. Visions of a cosmos, galaxies that you've never seen before and can't quite comprehend because they're things that are just completely foreign to your mind. You see human emotions, evolutions of species, war, peace, and then nothing. And a smallness and a whisper of,
Those with two faces must tread carefully. Those who walk the ever-living path learn suffering, much as my master Borosun has.
And then there's a blinding light, as if from a celestial body above you, Seth, and a voice calls to you. Will you descend upon them with your black wings and mortal blade in this form, my dear?
I will.
That fades too. You do respond, and you feel the words come out of your mouth, but the celestial light dissipates very quickly, and you find yourself back in the darkness, standing right before Krevezin, still naked. Krevezin will say to you one last time.
There are more to this fight than the Dumai and the gods. The interlopers.
Go ahead.
Who are the interlopers?
Borosan is one. They stand against all of the Dumai. They were here long before even them, or mankind.
Okay.
Consider them your masters, instead of these gods that play with you.
But what of Shar? She's helped me out too.
I'm only asking for you to consider.
Considering that I'm still alive, naked, in the dark, I don't see why not.
A wise decision, I suppose.
So can I have clothes?
In due time.
I'm cold.
And then that celestial vision reappears, blinding you, and suddenly you find yourself no longer in the gloaming. However, you're in a forest. Walking about, you feel the cold, hard dirt of a road under your feet. You are still naked, now clutching a crystalline dagger in your hand. And a cart is approaching. But we will switch to the rest of the party first. All right. The rest of the party, you have departed from Agravorn, victorious over the Sibrieks, laden with some goods that we will take care of after the session. Just basically gold and other knickknacks, things you needed. You were completely resupplied, so any rations or things that we're going to be tracking in the near future, when you delve back into the gloaming below, you will be fully stocked and prepared for that adventure. And Ren is leading the way. However, Bryce is not here, so I'm just going to more or less be autopiloting him very gently. Keyword gently. Please don't put him in a position where he dies. Anyway, he's at the helm. He is leading a wagon down a dirt path. And the rest of you are either walking around it or you're in the back. And Ren has assured you that he knows a way into Gloamlight, his capital/home city. And it is far to the north of here. And so, the mountain range in Agravorn is slowly fading in the distance as the party winds their way down the mountains and into the valleys between the city and the Craven lands beyond. Ren is leading the way, and he's relatively confident he knows where to go. The trees have started to grow dense, and shadows begin to lick outward from mysterious thickets. Pathways are becoming less tenable, and even the roads grow eerily unpacked. It is suddenly not the landscape that anyone remembers having seen. So, would the party like to discuss anything amongst themselves, or just carry on sort of in silence as you're traveling? I will say Ren is beginning to look a little nervous, on edge, and uncertain at the helm of the wagon.
Kevin's just kind of skipping along, and then we'll go up and just kind of walk along with Ren. Maybe
Okay.
seeing that he's looking a little concerned, but not understanding why, and just
Offering the comfort of his presence?
basically like, oh, I'll be here with you.
Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, then as the wagon continues down the road, you can feel the road beneath is becoming untenable. It's not holding the wagon as well. Every now and then you have to stop and reassure the horses, or someone has to get out and start sort of pushing and shimmying behind the wagon to make sure it gets back onto solid ground. But then eventually, I would like you all to make perception checks from the wagon.
4.
Fox sees nothing.
I got a nat 1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Drea sees less.
Kevin got a 19.
All right. Kevin's doing okay. I guess I can roll for Ren, but. All right. Ren's not far off. But he doesn't notice anything. We'll say that Kevin is the sole noticer.
This is my favorite kind when I get to convey to the party.
Off in the distance, still probably out of the sight of even the driver of the wagon, Ren, a naked man paces in circles on the road. You can tell he's clutching some sort of dagger in his hand. It glints in what spare sunlight gets through the trees.
Do I recognize this naked man?
Not from this distance.
Okay.
You just see that it's a naked man.
There's a guy with his doodle out. He's got a knife. I can't see anything other than that, though.
I'll come from behind the wagon. I come up to the front by the horses with the javelin drawn. You there, vagrants! Clear off!
Seth, you hear this it's pretty far off in the distance yet. You can see a wagon's rolling towards you, and you just hear, "You there, vagrant!"
What do you want?
You seem to have some weapon on hand. Clear out. We mean no harm.
I have nothing. I'm naked and afraid.
Roll credits. Do we recognize his voice, Gabe?
Unfortunately, you do.
I holster javelin. Kevin. I don't know how, but it's Seth.
Are they close enough where I recognize the faces now?
I would say no, probably not, but you might have recognized the voices.
Seth?
Now you definitely recognize them.
Kevin?
How?
I told you. I'm ever living. I will never, ever die.
I hate this so much. I hate that you let him come back to life now, and he's gonna just always think that.
It fit the narrative.
Hi, everyone.
So torturous.
I'm gonna lean over to Falk and very lightly say, "This is our one chance to ditch him. Do we run?"
We do have a wagon. We could just haul ass.
Do you have my clothes?
They do not. I don't think. I mean, Dre eluded you, but I don't think she took your clothes.
Took everything but your clothes.
I'm just gonna shuffle like a bag of his stuff behind me, be like, "No, definitely nothing left from your body. We buried it or something."
Yeah, make an
Ren-
insight check.
Sure, yeah. Get a deception contest with insight.
All right.
Meanwhile, Ren sets himself to work at the front of the wagon. He reaches behind. He grabs
Sorry.
a burlap sack, and he begins to cut a hole in the top of it. He says, Seth, I think I can help you out. And he throws you the burlap sack with the hole in the top.
I want you to know I rolled a nat 20, so like,
Okay, because I rolled a nat 1.
Hella deceived.
perfect.
All right. Seth is distracted by the fact that he is trying on a burlap onesie with no armholes. And Drea is just very suave, very confident.
This is so embarrassing. I never thought rebirth would be so demeaning.
Kevin will just give him a berry, just like a shame berry.
Thanks, Kevin. You're a real friend. And you too, Ren. But we have to go back. I need my things.
What things do you need exactly?
My mother's medallion, my father's dagger. They mean everything to me.
This is it? That's all you need?
That is all I need. And clothes.
Well, you have a burlap sack, so that is taken care
These
of.
are not clothes for a demigod.
No, they're the clothes of a dead man. Wear them.
We know that Drea took it, right?
It's
Yeah.
likely that Kevin would know. I think Kevin would be the only one. I think Kevin was the only one that was conscious.
That's
I think
fair.
everyone else was like being brought back to life from the fight.
I'll willingly shuffle out his dagger and medallion and toss it to him.
Okay.
Is there a sheath on that dagger, Seth?
I would hope so.
Just threw a dagger at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, take that, you naked boy.
All right,
I'm getting
it's-
some echo from somebody. I don't know who.
Hmm. Shouldn't be me, but
Test 1, 2. No, okay.
okay.
Is
I did
everybody-
turn myself down?
Everybody muted in Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just checking. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
After we tossed a dagger at the
Yes.
newly non-naked man.
Yes. So, Seth, you can use the dagger if you'd like to cut yourself some armholes.
Alright.
But you do have the two items. I just imagine Drea sort of produces them from somewhere on the wagon, out of sight. Whatever other questions you might have for the party, you're free to ask them.
Drea, I didn't know you could lie like that. Interesting.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have a disguise kit. Does that have any sort of cloth-like thing that could cover him up more than just a burlap?
Yeah. Typically, there would be like another outfit in your
You
disguise kit.
know, Drea, I also had a hat that I could disguise myself with.
A hat.
Clothe yourself in fake magical clothing, so you're still naked, but not quite.
Yeah, I'll hand over the hat, but also I give him a disguise clothing. However, it is a dress.
I was gonna say probably a woman, but yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Drea, you do care. You all care.
Drea has handed you a dress that barely comes up to perhaps your mid thigh, and it is obscenely tight on you.
Don't worry, Drea. I will give it back. I'll have to go see a seamstress in the next town.
Keep it, please. Don't give it back.
Scott,
Yeah.
could you give a description of your character in this dress?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, since it's been a little while, I know when we first started, I was like kind of fully bald. I probably got some stubble going on now. Just a week or two's worth. In what is like I'm assuming a raggedy like Princess Peach outfit that like barely fits. I have a cult tattoo on my neck. So I basically look like a metal skinhead in like, a Spirit of Halloween costume.
Okay. All right. Very good. So does the party choose to just sort of continue on now that Seth has clothed himself?
Kevin
Cool.
would be really suspicious if everyone else was not acting like. Kevin just assumes that they all know something he doesn't, but he's just like, "Oh, everyone else is fine with this. I'm fine with it too."
Okay.
It's really nice to know that you guys care about me so much. Thank you. I promise I won't get us in situations anymore. I swear.
If only I used better sense and hurled the javelin at what I thought was a vagrant, we might not have you in this situation at all.
Oh, Thok, we're sharing a wagon right now. You could overtake me if you wanted to. But you won't.
I don't like that he said
Ren clears his throat. And he flicks the reins and the horses move into motion, lurching the wagon forward.
Who knew that demigods could be naked and afraid?
Don't worry. The world will be ending soon. You guys are still welcome to join me. I may have a new god after all, or gods.
Drea, I would like you to make a history check,
So there.
as you probably have laid eyes upon the mind spike that you once wielded yourself.
I have a 13.
Okay, that's enough to recognize it. You do realize exactly what it is and where it came from, as you have held one before.
Seth, what is this weapon you have on you? I'm curious.
This piece of equipment is what brought me back. Thanks to what's the guy's name again?
Krevezin.
Okay. Thanks to Krevezin, he brought me back to the Gloaming, nursed me back to health.
You do realize that you're dealing with an ancient eldritch that will probably eat your soul, granting you no longer living after death. What is it you call?
Well, I was already dealing with a god that was going to bring the end of the old world and bring me into the new, so what's the difference?
This one can't eat your soul into oblivion.
But she can snap me out of existence anytime she wants.
Mm.
Although I'm torn, do I stay with Shar? Or do I stick with the interlopers who brought me back? Oops, did I say too much?
Sounds like a character decision. I don't think. Find out next time on Scott's character isn't finished being written yet.
Ren looks at you and says, well, hopefully that decision doesn't get in our way too much, because we're going to try and save my family now. You're welcome to join. We're going to Gloamlight.
Of course I'll join.
I know you hate it down there, though. I'd hate to inconvenience you and take you somewhere you don't want to go.
Well, maybe I'll find some answers down in the Gloaming, since that's where I just came from.
Okay.
Does that mean you know which way to go?
Do I know which way to go?
Mm-mm.
So did he not just come from there?
He doesn't remember coming from there, but he knows he was down there.
Okay. It's like, Kevin's going to remember that lie, too.
Seth, you're welcome to lie if you'd like, but you do not know where you're going.
I do not know where I'm going.
He's learning.
That's all right. I thought I knew where I was going, but these roads are not the same as they once were.
All I remember was I was in darkness, in the Gloaming, with Krevezin. He gave me this thing, and then I was in the road.
Can I make a survival check to see if I could get like a sense of direction on
Sure,
where
Doc
we're
is
heading?
at it. Doc is just like scouting the lands around.
Come on. Oh, there we go. Unnatural 20.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you think that you're still headed in the correct direction, north to northeast, which is where Ren believes you need to head. It's in between the Craven Lands and Agrivorn's mountain range. So you're down in this valley looking into this dense forest. You do believe you're headed the correct direction, but as Ren says, it does not look to be the same landscape.
Perhaps these lands have changed, Ren, but from my memory of the map, I think we're on course.
Well, all right. Ren says, maybe something's going on with the Craven Lands. We did hear that a lot of the stuff that was going wrong with Sangorum might have been where even Tatiamona came from.
Yeah.
Maybe that land is encroaching.
Well, best keep a sharp eye out.
Okay. Well, if you say this is the right way, we'll just keep going this way, Thok?
I think so.
Okay. You just made a survival check, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to count that as your navigation because that was my next question, was actually going to be to ask someone to navigate for the party, and we would have survival checks.
Me?
We will connect that. All right. So the swamp / forest that you guys are traveling into grows ever thicker. The roads become overtaken by a seemingly malicious overgrowth. Ren doesn't understand what's happening to the landscape, and it seems entirely unfamiliar to him. Call for survival check. You've gotten 20. And that will greatly reduce the amount of time it takes you to travel through the morass. The road almost completely disappears, so you have a choice to make. Slow your pace and keep the wagon and horses, or go on foot and increase your pace. Or anything, if you have like other decisions, I know Ren has things like Tensor's floating disc. If you guys have like spells that you'd like to use to try and clear the way or to harden the earth, there could be ways around this, creative spellcasting techniques.
What exactly is in the wagon that we're traveling with? Is it just supplies and whatnot?
Yeah, mostly just supplies, rations, etc. You know that you're going back to the the gloaming. So there may be stretches, days to weeks, where you don't have food or water.
I mean...
Kevin, what do you think? Is there anything that you can do to ease our travel here? I think it is best that we hold on to the wagon as long as we can.
I could talk to some pigeons or something, but I don't know if that'll help us a lot.
Well, I'll take any leads you have.
Can the pigeons scout out the land for maybe a better route?
Well, if they feel like it.
Can you
Gabe,
ask
are
them?
are there any animals that that are nearby that I can seek out and talk to?
Yes.
Why are you looking like that, though?
He's a druid. That's why he
Roleplay as a
talks.
pigeon.
You could be a squirrel if you want.
No, there are some birds, and you can beckon them to you
Okay.
with your druidic influence.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay.
For 10 minutes, I'll be able to verbally communicate with beasts.
Okay. So make an animal handling skill check with advantage, since you have the ability to communicate. It doesn't take you long to find some birds. However, I would say you probably find crows here in this forest.
Okay, animal handling. Wait. Is that just a nature?
It's wisdom.
But you
check.
might have proficiency in it.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's unnatural 21. Well, obviously unnatural 21.
Okay. All right. So with ease, you beckon down a flock of crows. However, only one comes close enough to communicate, but he lands on your arm outstretched before you. And he stares at you and he cocks his head to the side.
Hi!
Hi!
Kevin will turn his head to the side too to match it. We're looking for the Gloam place.
We're looking for the clone place!
Do you or any of what do your crow eyes see?
My crow, I see a beautiful young halfling. And it pecks you in the head, but like lovingly.
Yeah. Kevin will nuzzle it back. Do you think you could help us help lead our way through this land?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That'd be very nice. Kevin gives him a berry.
It opens its beak and takes the berry, but you can tell that it won't be able to eat it because it's just too big.
Okay.
It's like,
Kevin takes the berry back out and kind of breaks it apart so that it can eat at least a little bit of it.
all right. It opens its beak again and it waits for you to feed it like a mama bird.
Yeah. Kevin puts it in his mouth. Mama birds it.
It
The
squishes it down.
noises every time. The noises game. That's above and beyond. That's what we're looking for.
Thank you so much. I will scout for you.
Thank you.
This is going to be on the internet forever.
It is.
All right.
Here, let me make sure I have a better picture of Bryce up there for people to remember.
Okay.
There we go.
So your crow friends take off, and you see them just sort of array out around the wagons, and they are indeed scouting for you. Occasionally, one comes back and sort of gives you a little nibble on the top of the head. And even though eventually the spell has run out and they can't communicate with you anymore, they still try and fly off in the direction they want you to head.
Okay.
This will grant you advantage on any further survival checks that you need to
Oh,
make.
yeah.
Yes.
I need more beer for whatever is about to come.
More gurgling, weird noise, like guttural throat sounds, by my guess.
Maybe. All right. So, the end of the day has come about, and you guys feel like you're on the fringes of the true depths of this forest. And the crows have arrayed out around you, but it looks like they are getting tired. They sort of come to a natural stop at the edge of the dense thickness that awaits you, the darkness of the forest beyond. Would you like to take a rest here, or would you like to forge on and threaten potential exhaustion?
I'll go with just taking a rest.
Okay. I mean, it's the end of the day.
Kevin's indifferent.
Okay. All right. So if the party would like to take a rest, let me know if you want to assign watches. For the most part, it is an easy afternoon. You have plenty of rations at your disposal. The forest itself is pretty lively. Someone could hunt if you would like to. Could set up a campfire. You can.
I'll try to hunt.
Okay. All right. That is a survival check. Crows join you on that survival check. So with advantage.
This never happens, so it's worthwhile to show that there were not one but two nat 20s.
All right. You find Thok literally walks out of the clearing, and you turn a corner, and there is a freshly slain deer in a trap that you didn't even set. It's just there. It takes you like mere seconds, and you haul this huge ass buck back to your party like, I'm the greatest. Like 5 minutes.
Just plop it down on the back of the cart. Well, dinner should be ready soon.
Okay. Ren.
Well, actually, I'll cast Great Bonfire.
Okay.
Just to,
All right. Seth, could you describe how you do that? Technically, no one's given you a spell focus. What are you using?
ooh.
Your father's
I thought I gave
dagger, your mother's medallion.
Yeah, I've been using my mother's medallion as
Okay.
the focus. So
I'm just kind of fishing.
yeah.
Okay.
But,
So you clutch your mother's medallion and
yeah.
okay. All right. So a bonfire lights in the clearing, and everyone's kind of getting cozy. Ren eagerly actually jumps to assist you, Thok, in carving and he loves to cook. That's something he would like to assist you with if you're okay with that. And the two of you can carve and dress some meals and create some delicious foods on the bonfire. So the party is arrayed around the fire. Crows are keeping lookout for you. And you have the moment to yourselves. For the first time you did have a little bit of a breather after the battle with the Sibriacs, but this is the first time since right after the gloaming that you've all as a party been able to just sit down in some isolation and just relax.
So I have to ask, what happened to Caden? Still alive?
No, not at all.
Oh, so what happened to him?
Well, after the Sibriax was dead, and your unfortunate timing kind of made me look like it was revenge, but he betrayed me, decided to be a scout for the glaciers, and I took execution.
He was the worst, wasn't he?
Yeah, kind of an ass. Too bad, though. I almost had him right in Canvas Town.
It's okay. I like to think a little part of you wanted to get revenge for me.
Ren nods.
Kevin sees Ren nodding and starts nodding too.
Drea shakes her head, along with all the people just nodding their head.
Besides, his death yielded some good results. I have this new armor thanks to him. A small upgrade. Not what I once had, but we're getting there.
I mean, at least you have clothes that fit
Well,
your gender.
well, you have that disguise that I assume you've used to trick Caden, since you believed his sister came by when you were there.
I didn't trick Caden, I just did what I had to do. As I've always done. I strive to survive.
Can I make an insight check on this?
Sure.
Didn't he lie to him when he didn't need to? He just chose to on his own.
It's an 18.
If you are lying about something, just make a deception check. If
I
you're
believe
not,
it.
you can just say he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Well, at least you have some clothing.
I only lied to him so we could get through the door. It would have been an untimely death, an untimely fight with the Cybriacs if I didn't open those doors with my lie for Caden. Am I not telling the truth now?
It certainly worked, says Ren, but there were probably other things we could have tried before lying. Plus, you keep leaving the party a lot. And I don't know what you're up to when you're gone.
I'm just preparing things for the new world, my cult. Little stuff. Granted, like I said, I had meant to go back to the bar. I just got turned around when it was launching those pods at me. That's how I got sick. So I had to take refuge in the Temple of Mask.
Where you met Tef, right? Somehow got him lost?
Again, he was taken from me. I was walking the boy through the maze trying to ease him because he was a little frightened.
Ease him?
Yes, he was frightened from the attack. He knew what was coming. We all did. So I was trying to, walk him around, hang out with him for a bit. And then Gilded Frost came and struck me down and took him.
I've never seen you show any kindness to people. It's nice to see you growing, Seth. Maybe this dying is good for you.
It sounds suspicious to me, Ren.
It's good to know that I will live forever, so I can bring everlasting peace.
Ren looks at Thok at his last words. Why don't you ask him some questions then?
Yes, Doc, grill me.
We had already discussed this matter before. I don't think we'll find anything new here.
Okay.
Again, you guys are always welcome to join me in the new world. It just takes a simple yes and ceremony, of course.
I think this one is just fine.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I got a lot of stuff to do.
We'll get it done while it's still around.
I'm gonna try. I sure hope that home is the same as I left it.
Maybe. I don't know. When I was in the Gloaming, I wasn't necessarily there. I was just in the dark. So,
I'm feeling a little uneasy. It would have been nice for you to put me at ease like you did the child.
everything will be fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome, little Ren.
I don't believe you.
But you're warming up to me. I've been full of berries lately.
No, I think that was your last body. You were mistaken.
I do remember everything from my last body, right? I just had like a soul transfer roll.
Yeah.
Okay. I know, but from what I remember weeks ago, he said he would never, ever give me a berry. And I believe I've, within 2 bodies.
Well, Ben said that.
5.
Kevin didn't say that. Kevin just thought that.
Oh, oops.
Yeah.
I'll twist it as a lie then.
As you do. All right. Does anyone else have any questions for either Seth's recurring livelihood, Drea's questionable existence?
That's what I would like to know. Where's Bimbley? I miss him.
From what other casters said, he was taken to a repair shop and is in somewhere, maybe in the area. Oh.
But I don't understand. How are you him and he is you? He died and then you came to life.
I
Very
used his... Yes, very. I used his body. I traveled with him, and since I did not have one of my own, I was Bimbley for a short amount of time. 2 years? 3.
But were you controlling Bimbley? Because your personality traits are very different.
Oh yes, it's called lying. Is easy. Especially for you. You should understand. But...
Very impressive. We have a lot in common. 2 bodies.
No.
Lie a lot.
No.
Wear the same
No.
clothes.
Fox is like,
The same clothes.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. You saved all my personal belongings, lied about it, gave me this beautiful dress.
I do not like the direction of this conversation.
I'm just saying, you seem like you're a hard ass, but you care.
No.
Insight check.
Just no. No.
Insight check. No.
Insight check? Is that that's the truth, Drea, I assume?
Yeah, that's the truth.
Okay.
Why would she lie about that? Oh, she actually likes me.
Roll the insight check, Seth.
Sure.
Because if you critically fail, you're just going to believe that Drea is madly in love with you.
19.
Okay. No, you understand that she is telling the truth.
Very well. Well, anyway, still don't understand your existence. How old are you? Where'd you come from? Is your name really Drea? You lied once.
My name is Drea. Yes, I.
Is that short for Andrew?
What the
You know,
gonna get
sure,
killed
sure.
again.
You can kill
Scott's
me,
gonna get
Andrew, so long as. Oh my gosh. Yes, my name is truly Drea. At least that was my name. I don't know what constitutes for my age now, since 50 years has passed since my untimely death. This is going to take too much explaining. Drea's gonna take her sword, her great sword out, and flip it around and hold it out to him. Handle first.
I thought she was gonna
Seth,
kill him. She's gonna take her great sword out and
This
just
is
slays
taking too
him
long.
down.
Just
Okay.
Seth, do you take the sword in your hand?
Yeah.
Okay. Drea? What are you
I
doing?
think I want to make a charisma contest with him,
Okay.
which is probably not going to turn out great, but
Oh, yeah, unfortunately that is his spellcasting mod, but you never know. Seth, roll a d20 and roll a charisma saving throw. And Drea, do the same.
15.
14. Mother.
oh,
All right. Seth, as you're gripping the blade in your hand, you feel an otherworldly presence drape itself around your consciousness. And for a moment, feels like Drea isn't looking in your eyes so much as in your soul. But the feeling passes, and nothing happens.
I'm going to recall my blade out of his hand and back into mine.
Okay. Despite your...
no.
Rip.
Despite my what?
Never will we know.
What
There you are,
There you
Gabe.
go.
Hi,
Hey.
buddy.
I'm back. Despite your best efforts to grasp the blade firmly in your hand, it dissipates and returns back to Drea.
Well, that was an interesting but also familiar feeling.
Familiar.
Are you?
How is this?
Me first. Are you in the blade? Are you the sword? Is your body just a husk?
Husk.
I believe this to be my true body from original death, but yes.
So you are in the sword and can transfer bodies.
I guess so, yeah.
Pretty cool. You can use my body anytime.
How about no? But it has its downsides. It's
Hey, baby, you like living forever?
please don't. I will kill you as many times as it takes.
Well, it'll be infinite amount of times. But interesting.
Ren clears his throat and offers everyone additional venison.
How is Kevin Mama Bird feeding a crow the least creepy part of this episode so far?
Thanks to Scott.
Oh, God.
Also, is it good? Was it well prepared?
The food?
Yeah.
Let me actually give a Thok. Actually, I don't want to roll this for Ren
Sure.
because you're you're here. So roll with advantage.
What would you
Another
like?
survival check. I think survival is typically like preparing food out in the wilderness.
It's a 10.
10? It's okay. You've had better. But it is out in the wild, which is nice. It's fresh.
This is delicious. Best I've ever had.
Make a
Red.
deception check. Thok. Make an insight check.
15.
22.
Oh. Well, thank you. I happen to have found quite the specimen in a trap, and I think it served well.
That it has. This is the best I've ever had.
Okay.
I've said that twice now.
I'm just saying, it's delicious. I'm enjoying it, Thok. Speaking of Thok, I know nothing about you. I know that you've hunted Dumai. And that's it.
There was only one time, and it was disastrous. If I could take. Do you recall the illusion we saw in the pool?
History check.
Uh,
Unless you do remember.
yeah, the flame crown wings and shit, right? Yeah.
Terror burn, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Terror Burn. I remember.
Well, I was caught in one of those for some time with the party I was hunting with. Terrorburn murdered them all and left me there, unarmed with nothing, still trapped in his illusion until Kevin had found me.
But why would he leave you, and only you, out of a party of how many people?
There were 4 of us, and I don't know, possibly to humiliate me.
Can I make an insight check?
You may. Thok, was that an intentional omission of sorts? Do you feel the need to make a deception check or no?
No, I don't think I left any real major detail out.
Cool. Well, I wasted a nat 20, so thanks.
I've wasted random chance.
Okay.
Well, I guarantee we'll run into him again at some point.
Well, I
These Dumai
plan
seem to
to.
be everywhere, and there's more and more of them as we keep going. Gildas,
Why?
Terrorburn. What?
Yes, sir.
Fuck. Why were you hunting the Terrorburn?
I hunt all kinds of beasts. sometimes men as well. He was dangerous, or at least that was what Victor Atwell had led us to believe. He said that cities would not be safe. So I took the chance to do something great that others had failed at. And unfortunately, I was humiliated for it in the process.
How long ago was this?
Gabe, how long ago was this?
This was
2 years ago?
we can say 2.
Okay.
It was well, no. I'm sorry. How? Well, I can't ask that question because it spoils everything. Let's say 5 years ago.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes, so it happened about 5 years ago.
Yikes.
And I had retired. I felt so humiliated by it. He had escaped.
I may owe a slight apology, but technically it is out of my control, so.
What would you have to apologize for?
In my existence after death, I had a very long period of blackness, nothing. That Terrorburn, he said he wielded me for a time. Probably he.
May have been struck down with your very blade.
Hi, nice to meet you again.
Can I make a history check to see if the blade seems familiar?
You may.
Nope, that's a 1.
I will say this, Thok. As you gaze upon the blade, you see the runes, and every time you look at them, they look a little different to you. And there's this pressure deep in your mind. It's like something is keeping you from recognizing it.
Okay.
Something has been keeping you from recognizing the blade for some time.
Okay.
Well, I guarantee Terrorburn will show his face again. I believe he was in the ruins at the Bowl of Creation, and he stopped us all in our tracks just trying to get in the pool itself.
That is how he seems to work.
He may very well be the end that was foretold to me and my cult.
Ren cocks his head to the side and says, whoa, what? Exactly?
The end. The one I keep speaking about.
But
The
why
one that-
him?
Didn't he have like was he the one that had like the eyes with like the 7 stars, or was that someone else?
Well, no, they burned like embers in this case.
But he had like 7 stars like around him or something, or am I thinking of someone else?
I think you were thinking of someone else. That might have been Solomon Crux. Had the stars in his eyes.
That's it.
He did have like a halo of fire around his head, but
Okay. I do recall seeing him in the talismans above the Bowl of Creation. Sword, him, the people, on the map. Thought, please don't bark while I'm speaking. Thank you.
you think that was him then on the bowl?
I believe so. I mean, he also had a crown of fire.
What did Gilded Frost tell you back in the gloaming?
That we are no longer friends, but enemies.
Did he say anything else?
Did he?
I can't remember.
Did I make a history check?
Sure.
Gabe
gonna start
realizing
handing-
how much of the narrative we don't keep track of. Oh no!
15 for me.
15. Okay, you remember that Gilded Frost whispered something as he walked away from you. And you did make a pretty spectacular perception check to catch it. Remember, he muttered under his breath that he would retrieve his wings from you?
I do now.
All right. Cool. Okay. Anyway.
I remember when he passed me, I heard him mutter he would retrieve his wings from me, whatever that means.
Do you have these wings? Do you have wings?
The only thing about wings that I would know of that I would have is that I am chosen, anointed. I'm the Black Eagle, yet I have no wings.
Well, okay. Does Terrorburn have giant black wings? Is that why you think he was on the bowl? Because he looked like it?
That would be my assumption. He seemed to be the most resembling of the bowl on the bowl creation.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well, I'm going to go to bed, says Ren, and he curls up in his bedroll.
I got questions for you later, Ren.
When Bryce returns, you can ask him questions.
for you later.
I unfortunately cannot answer Bryce's questions for him. Or I can, I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I would be remiss to take that role.
And then we have Kevin, the true mystery. So, what led you up to meeting Thok? What have you been up to?
He found
What
me.
had you? Interesting, because he said you found him.
Sure.
I found him prior to the time he had saved me. He had come and hunted with me on a few occasions.
I don't
Ren
know.
rolls over from his bedroll and says, "What did you hunt?"
Mostly beasts that had left the forest, terrorized cities, some strange monsters.
Ah,
Real grumpy ones.
sounds like fun though. You guys must have some stories.
Kevin, why don't you tell them one?
There was a werebear. We found him.
Ugh.
That's how I learned to turn into a bear.
Righteous.
Well-
Very short story. Please,
wasn't
another.
very righteous townsfolk. The people on the outskirts of the town were ravaged by this werebear. Unfortunately, a bloodthirst like that cannot be sated.
And that's when the voice in my head told me to fight him and take his form. So I did. And we won. And now I can turn into a bear.
The voice in your what?
The voice in my head. Not Kevin, the other one.
The other Kevin?
Yeah.
Oh. But not you, right?
No, not me. Just other Kevin.
Other Kevin.
Yeah.
And he tells you to do things?
Sometimes.
And you do them?
Yeah.
Without question?
Yeah.
Does he ever tell you to do things to us, Kevin?
No.
Oh. Well, okay.
Why would he?
I don't know.
You're not a
Just-
bear.
Well. Okay.
Do you hear him often?
Sometimes. When Big Kevin's around, he talks pretty loud.
And what does Big Kevin say?
Lots of things. What do you say?
Technically, lots of things too.
See? Kind of hard, isn't it?
Seth, maybe you should ask more specific questions about what he asked.
Has he ever
Says
told you
Red.
to do anything malicious or mean?
Mean.
Has he ever told you to do any bad things, Kevin?
I don't think so.
He's never told you to torture, kill.
Why would he tell me to do a bad thing?
I don't know, Big Kevin. I don't speak his language.
He doesn't lie.
Then Seth definitely doesn't speak his language.
I have a question, Kevin. You know that Drea lies. Why don't you like her too?
She's prettier than you.
Even with the dress, you can't beat. But I don't lie actively, at the very least. Only to protect.
And I don't think she lied to me.
No, I have not, Kevin.
But how would you know?
Because she told me.
I've never lied to you either.
That's another.
Make a
Kevin will
deception.
remember that. You said out loud that you were lying.
Yeah.
It was worth a shot.
Not really. There's another berry point taken off the.
Negative berry points.
Yeah, Kevin's brain has 2 piles of berries, and
Every party member is represented by a pile of berries. Drea has
that's how my brain works.
Seth has like 4. Doc has a lot as well. All right. Is there anything you guys want to discuss? Night is drifting on. You're getting a little sleepy. You feel safe and comfortable for a change.
I think I'm going to turn in. I had a long day, not dying.
Seth tucks his legs up into his dress and rolls over to sleep.
I'll keep first watch.
Okay. Very well. Anyone else want to keep watch?
I can.
Okay. Kevin, Seth?
Kevin just kind of plops on the floor and just sort of naps.
Okay. Yeah, so the night passes uneventfully, fortunately, and you each take a watch, which is about 2 hours, and you can afford 2 hours ish of your long rest. Excuse me, and not risk any of your lost regenerations. But nothing goes bump in the night. None of the crows cry out for your attention, and morning falls, and you pack up, and the dense forest awaits to the north. Ren thinks that he recalls this being known as the Forgotten Forest, but he's not entirely sure because,
Forget.
I mean, technically no. However, the landscape has
It's
changed.
a forgotten forest.
Now, whether or not he's forgotten or the trees literally moved, Kevin definitely believes he's simply forgotten.
Yeah, okay.
All right. All right, who would like to lead the charge into the dark forest?
I will.
Okay, Seth takes point. Seth, I need a survival check.
Still with advantage or no?
Yeah. Actually, no, the crows stop at the tree line.
Okay.
They don't want to go in.
So we're leaving the crows behind.
I mean, if Kevin would like to try and attract them, he can. Again, it'll take another casting of a spell and another check. Would you like to, Kevin?
Would you guys like Kevin to? Is the question. He's not forward thinking like that. He's just someone else said, "Hey, I'll lead the way." Kevin's like, "Okay, he's gonna lead the way."
Your birds don't seem to want to follow us this direction.
Also, you're letting the person that you know who lies do the front charge. Make that decision, Kevin.
If you want to lead the way and find all the traps for us, that's fine.
All right. I got 18.
18. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. The swamp grows ever thicker. I read that already. Okay. So you travel for another couple hours into the morning. Noon is coming, and you've made surprisingly good choices, Seth. It's almost like at every turn, there's still a little bit of road, or when you think you've lost the path, a thicket opens up beyond your direction, and your general senses have led the party in a very fortuitous path. And after a while, you come to a clearing. There is a hut that the party comes upon at long last. It's decrepit beyond belief, and encircled by a trench of muddied water. A haunting and lilting tune echoes and reverberates within the insular, thicketed shack. A pleasing golden light spills out into the shade of the quagmire from within, and from within some of the oddly shaped windows. Definitely occupied by something, and that something appears to be singing. Would you like to approach the shack?
Can we recognize the song at all if we make a check?
Make a history check. Does no? Okay. You do not recognize the song. But to be fair, it appears to be in Sylvan. I don't know if any of you speak that language.
I do not, but I can cast Comprehend Languages.
If you would like to, you may.
I will do so.
All right. Seth casts Comprehend Languages, and Gabe has to make up a song off the top of the head.
Cut my wrist and like.
All right. Kevin, you cast the spell, and the words echoing through this very small enclosure. Seth, you cast the spell.
Okay, I was like,
And
Kevin didn't do anything.
And you hear this deep voice booming through the thicket, and it sings to you and says, "My heart was torn from my chest, and they planted a seed within me. And then they buried me under the sycamore until I sprouted legs." Stop laughing at me.
I know I'm not the most uplifting person in the world, but this is the saddest song I've ever heard.
A sad song in a creepy cabin spilling magical light. This looks great.
I mean, he's the first person we've seen since we left Agrabor, so he doesn't sound harmless if he's singing about being buried under a sycamore.
How long does that spell last, Scott?
Ooh, that's a good question. Hold up. One hour.
Oh, great. The song continues, and you hear, "And then they cut up my body and drained me of my blood. And they fed me to the sycamore, where I grew up out of the earth." We're gonna keep doing this if Ben keeps laughing.
Whatever we're dealing with
Sycamore song.
seems he may be undead.
I am not undead, but some would think me so.
Do I recognize the language?
It is Sylvan. It's not like, it's uncommon, but all of you could have a good opportunity to recognize what it is. It'd be like
Okay.
hearing German or something, maybe.
Okay.
Not that I would equate anyway. don't dig into that.
Ich can pfeifen!
It does not sound like that, but
Well, are we going to go in or not?
I think so.
I would say so.
Okay, well, you fellas can go first.
He has a song in his heart that isn't his.
I'll walk up and knock on the door.
okay. You bang a gauntleted fist upon the wooden door, and it falls ajar. and you can see in. The light from within spills outward into the dense and dark thicket, despite it being noon. What you see and smell is something relatively pleasant. A very small wooden humanoid stands atop a stool, and he is stirring a cauldron back and forth. The cauldron appears to be filled with soup, and he looks over his shoulder. You can see glittering, glowing yellow orbs in his wooden skull. And he says, "Oh, it seems I have visitors!"
I didn't mean to knock your door in there. I simply meant to hail you and make polite introductions.
He switches to common and says, "Oh, it is my pleasure. My name is Sir Littlewood."
Hello, Sir Littlewood. I am Thark. These are my companions. Ren, this little one. Kevin, the other little one.
Hi!
Seth, the one in the burlap. Well, I'm sorry, in this fine dress. He seems to be confused. And this is Drea.
"Hello."
I must admit, you have a very beautiful voice.
"Thank you. Not many hear it. Would you like to hear my song?"
I would love to.
"And then on the river, they dredged my body through the waters and lifted my wooden boughs into the hills where I guarded my master's grove. For I am the wood woad." And he just, that was the end. He just finished his song for you.
Hey!
Oh,
Is this in
Wood
common or still in still?
What's that? Yeah, he switched to common now.
I'll applaud. Your song seems very sincere.
It is my song of my life. I was a sacrifice.
Sacrifice to who, might I ask?
Just the forest. That's how woodwoads are made.
And what's a woodwode?
I just sang you my song. I am a guardian of the forest.
Fair point. Sorry, this is all new to me.
Very good. I
What's
am
the-
always glad to teach.
What in particular do you guard? We seek to pass through.
Ah, I am glad you asked. Oh, let me check on my stew. I would hate for it to burn. It's dairy based. He turns and he stares at his stew for a little bit. And then he returns his attention. He's, "I guard my master's lambs. And this." And he reaches inside himself. He's like a hollow, like, tree trunk with legs. Like, he's like Baby Groot, but more like rotted tree.
Mm.
He reaches inside himself and he pulls out this hunk of petrified amber. And within it, there is this little shard of glass that you can't quite make out. And there's a little circular rune on it. Not anything sinister or reminding you of Dumai. Just a standard rune. He said, "This is my master's. I guard it.
What is it?
Unfortunately, it is his summoning stone. It hasn't been defunct for some time. It seems I have lost the pieces required to summon him."
Hmm. And who is your master? What did he do?
I don't know if I trust you enough to tell you this yet. You could want to usurp him.
No, that would not be my intent. I simply don't wish to anger you or the forest in our journey to the gloaming.
That would be wise of you. Well, he sometimes guides travelers through his forgotten realm. If you appease him. Nothing weird.
How would one do that?
Well, you could help me collect these items I've lost.
What items are there?
His wand and his boots.
Where would they be?
His wand was taken by a dirty boggle. The damn thing ran off with it. Boggle is a fey creature. This is nothing weird.
Dirty
Stop
boggle.
laughing. It's a little creature that secretes ink and goop. And he turns things into portals and jumps through them. Natural tricksters.
And the boots?
The boot? Oh, I lost the boot in the muck outside. I can't seem to get it out.
I think I could safely handle that one.
Oh, do you? You think I wouldn't have handled it myself if I couldn't?
And do you know what direction the boggle was heading?
Oh, yes, I do.
Point in that direction?
Sure, I can take you there.
I would like that very much. And in doing so, would you be able to sing us another song?
Make a persuasion check.
It's actually for Gabe. It's not even for the NPC.
It's just-
10.
All right. Will a member of the party contest me? Or contest Scott for me, so you know I'm not lying about what's rolled.
I roll a flat 10. Anything to add or subtract?
Add everything.
So it's persuasion. I mean, it would be a set DC. I'll let you guys set the DC if you want.
The sycamore.
I don't know how badly will you want to sing.
I don't care. This is I want my party to have a good time.
It seems like he was enjoying his song within.
Do you know any songs about boggles?
Oh, Kevin, of course I do.
Maybe that will help us find it.
Let me just consult my book.
I guess we'll say the DC was 10 since he really wanted to sing.
Oh. I mean, DC 10 would be the lowest DC I would set.
It's a coin flip.
Meets it, beats it.
Needs it, beats it. Bear with me.
I sent Bryce a picture of us playing together, and he said that he looked very serious, and so I sent him the other picture too, because I'm alternating. We said moody. There, now he's not moody. Easy.
Well, Kevin, are you ready for a song?
Yeah, again.
The boggle is a little blue creature who secretes and excretes an oil. Sometimes it is slippery and sometimes it is sticky. You never know which it will be. The boggle is an irksome pest. It isn't above breaking dishes, hiding your tools and being annoying. He's stolen my master's wand, and I desperately need it back. I am so much sweatier than normal.
Sometimes it's sticky.
It almost sounds like that video that's been memed with the Hispanic man who's telling the story about the whole food that gets swept away in the ocean, where he like just has that like laughing fit as he's telling it.
Oh.
That's exactly how Ben sounds right now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Gabe.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
Sir Littlewood hops he hops off of the stool he was on, and he offers the party soup if you'd like soup.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Yeah.
Kevin. Oh, everyone takes this guy's soup.
Well, I was just gonna, I wanted
Dairy
to ask,
based.
what kind of soup is this?
Dairy based.
Dairy based.
What did you milk?
Well, the boggle, of course.
So it's the sticky or slick soup then?
I would say this secretion is silky.
So it's a fish.
Kevin just digs in. He does not.
It's delicious.
Oh yeah.
Alright, I'll have a bowl.
Miles like, God,
regretful.
I guess I'll eat the boggle teat soup. Oh.
Eat soup.
Just eat the soup.
Eat the soup.
Okay.
I'm eating.
All right, you guys are eating soup. Which of these two tasks would you like to tackle?
Let's go for the boggle first.
Yeah, get that boggle boy.
All right,
Or lady.
Sir Small. I'm not sure. Sir, I can show you a picture of the boggle though.
Yeah.
Sir Smallwood. This is the boggle. That's his oil.
Oh, we just ate milk from that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad. Okay. All right. Sir Smallwood leads you across the forest for about an hour, and you come to a section of the forest that becomes even more dense, and the trees appear to have been planted in an orderly and dizzying row. I don't know if you've ever been in a planted forest before, but like all the pine trees can be like in rows, and as you like walk alongside it, it gets this sort of dizzying geometric array. It's kind of like that. As you stalk across the border of the tree line, you can glimpse different structures and open groves within. You can't quite make them out, but you become certain that the portions of the forest are broken into grids, and they appear to be about a mile long. So, the Woodwode addresses the party and says, I believe he is somewhere in here. This is what he's named his home. I would start at this square. That's where I last saw him.
Can I see any tracks?
Make a survival check.
I shall. 13.
Okay. Yeah, you find some tracks, and you are led inward. Does the party choose to accompany Thok into the grove?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You come to a small space, a clearing. Everything here is fairly peaceful, if not a little bit dark. However, there is, in the clearing, where the trees have become more sparse, there is an archway, a stone archway. And sort of dancing about in front of it is that little boggle. He's covered in goop and oil. He's swinging a wand over his head, which you realize very quickly is just a large paintbrush. He's like flicking ink and stuff off the tip of it, and he's just dancing. He does catch sight of the party.
Do we believe that paintbrush is the one that belongs to?
You could easily make that assumption, yeah. He stops. He looks at the party. He says,
Hi.
no! And he runs through the arch. And
Yes. Kevin runs after
disappears.
him.
Okay, Kevin charges
Okay,
after him.
well,
Kevin, I need you to roll a d4 for me.
D4. No, it's one of these.
I'm gonna say
3.
I'm going as well here.
Oh man, we're all gonna get separated.
oh boy.
Okay.
Kevin rolled a 3.
Kevin, you appear on the other side of a very similar gate. The boggle is nowhere in sight.
Uh-oh.
Fuck. You run through the gate.
Oh no.
I rolled a 1.
All right. You do not see anyone, but you run out and there's another gate, very similar, except none of your friends are here, nor is the boggle. Did anyone else run through the gate?
I'll run through the gate, but I'm gonna stab my sword into the ground and run through.
Okay.
2.
2. I like that you guys are all rolling different numbers.
We're going to different places.
All right. Drea, you have arrived at a location and you see no one. Seth, what would you like to do?
Sticking behind.
You're going to stay?
Yep.
Okay. You can also just simply walk through the grove. So the way that this little mini game works that I made we're going to take a break shortly after this. Whatever square you're in, I have the grid here, and I'm keeping track of all of your locations, including the boggles. You can either travel in a cardinal direction or diagonal. I'll tell you if it's the edge of the grove. You'll come to the end of it, and you'll see out and be like, okay, this is not the correct direction. And I'll describe what you're seeing, and you'll have some actions available to you to either eliminate or hopefully by chance encounter the boggle. So Seth, you have an action here. Are you just going to hold and stay, or would you like to travel inward?
I actually want to grab the sword. See if I can experience the same thing as last time.
Okay, is this your great sword, Drea?
Yeah, it is.
All right, Seth grabs the sword. Bimbley, Drea is aware of what's occurred. Would you like
Yes.
to, what would you like to do?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try again. Why not? If not, then just...
The two of you make charisma saving throws.
Yep. That is a 17?
21.
All right, nothing happens. Do you choose to recall the blade again, or are you going to let him run around with it?
I didn't take it out. I just kind of like grabbed it.
Just grasped it and then let go?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, you did feel a very similar sensation then.
No, that's disgusting.
All right, Steph, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll just start walking through, but I want to keep the one gate in sight just in case the thing comes back.
It's kind of like one or the other, because these squares are a mile. There's a mile, square mile.
Oh.
So if you walk inward, you'll lose sight.
Yeah, I'll just wander then.
Okay, what direction? Cardinally. You're at the top left corner, so you're at the northwest corner.
I will go just southeast, like toward the middle.
Okay. You encounter another grove. This time, there is a gate in it as well. There's another gate. There are a lot of gates.
Okay.
All right. So we will take a short break here. It's 8:41. So 5 minute-ish. And we will resume the boggle hunt that I hope is not a complete disaster based on the rules I made this morning. All right. Welcome back to the hunt for the boggle and his sticky excretions. All right. So I was going to do initiatives here, but you guys kind of just ran off in an order. So Kevin, you were first. Then we had Thok? Thok chased after next. I am going to be benching Ren for this, just for the sake of me not playing. It's a mini game.
Yeah.
I'm not terribly concerned about you guys having the full power of the party. And then I believe Drea went, and Seth. So Boggle will go first, of course.
Boggle.
Of course.
Here, I'll switch to the fun Bryce picture to suit the music.
Okay. All right, Kevin, it is your turn.
Kevin
What would
goes
you like
left.
to do? Kevin goes left. All
Always
right,
left. Yeah.
My left, like you're heading west.
Whatever. Sure.
That's my left. Your left would be. It depends on the direction you're facing.
Kevin ran through the thing and went left when he didn't see the boggle. What cardinal direction is that?
All right, that is, I guess, west. We'll just keep it left for me.
West.
So you run for a mile into another clearing. This time, however, instead of an archway or even more forest, there is a circle of mushrooms.
Does Kevin recognize the mushrooms?
Sure. Make a nature check if you'd like.
Kevin's not feeling very accurate today, and he got a 4 on that.
Worst druid ever. You do not recognize the mushrooms.
And Kevin does know better than to eat something he doesn't recognize that he found in the forest.
Okay.
So
What would you like to do with this strange area?
it's just a circle of mushrooms?
It's a circle of mushrooms. Sometimes they're gateways into the Feywild. Sometimes there's something mystical about them. It's not natural.
Kevin will not recognizing the mushrooms. He doesn't want to mess with them, so he'll move beyond them or past them.
Okay, so you don't move into the circle.
I don't think so. Not if he didn't recognize them. No.
Okay. So you don't see the boggle nor any of your party members. Would you just like to hold? Action to move. Or that was your movement.
Yeah, that was my. I mean, I moved for a mile apparently. So yeah, Kevin will whenever ready make his next left.
Okay. All right, Thok, it is your turn. You're in a gateway with no one. You realize if you look to your left, back west, it is the edge of the grove, leading back into the forest. So you can go north, south. You can go any other direction, just not west.
Let's go directly east.
Okay. All right, you find yourself in a forest.
Within like our
Just
maze
a square
here.
mile of forest. You don't recognize or see anyone. You don't encounter the boggle. All right,
Okay.
Drea, it's your turn. You see to the south the edge of the grove. You are in a gateway area.
Okay, I guess I'll go north.
North. Okay, you encounter Thok in the forest. The two of you are in the same square mile. Would you like to share any words with him? This would, like, you guys can't communicate with each other unless you're in the same square.
I guess we'll just wave. I'll wave to him and then go, no.
Okay.
Can I kind of like react on this turn as well?
Sure, yeah.
The edge of this whole area is westbound. You need to go northeast or south.
Right, we'll sweep east then.
Okay, very good. Seth, it's your turn.
Okay. I am near a
North
gate,
is
right?
the edge. You left a square where there was a gate. You're on the northerly edge. You're in a forest square.
Okay, just what's the dimension of like the area? Is it like 3x3, 4x4?
I can.
Meta.
If you had run around the whole square before, you could discern that. You know it's at least 5 miles wide.
Okay.
You walked along one side, but you didn't like do a big loop and take dimensions.
All right. I will move south.
Okay. You enter a gateway that is occupied by Kevin.
Hi.
Hi, Kevin. Any luck finding the thing?
I found mushrooms,
bottle.
but I didn't recognize them, so I didn't go in. And then I went left.
Yep.
I guess I see the mushrooms too, right?
Oh, shoot. Nope. Sorry, you're in a gateway now. And Kevin was one south of you. I lied.
JK, I didn't see you at all.
Take it back.
Kevin?
It's too small. I have your minis on him.
Kevin. Ah!
Kevin is to the south of you.
If he's somebody can't die, Seth is awfully afraid of things.
All right. The boggle moved. Kevin, it is your turn again. You can move any direction.
West.
West. One more. All right. You have entered a forest square, and you see the far edge of the forest, of this grove, and you recognize, if you peek your heads out, you can probably see the wood woad like dancing and singing around, just waiting for the party to reemerge.
Back in I go.
Okay. Do not ask to listen in. Good. Okay. So Kevin, you're there. Thok, it is your turn again. You and Dre are in the same square.
Ridiculous.
I'll head north.
Okay. You enter a mushroom square, recently occupied by Kevin, but no longer.
Oh my
You don't
God.
see him. He's gone. But you see a circle of mushrooms.
Can I make a nature check?
Sure. As you all eye these mushrooms with such suspicion, but you run through a fucking teleportation.
I
gate
would have,
within
because
a
Kevin would have
second.
wanted to eat one probably, and then turn into like a freaking invisible caterpillar or something.
It's a 6.
A 6? Yeah, you do
We
not recognize
suck at
these
this.
mushrooms.
Can I go into the center of the circle of them?
You may. information floods into your brain. Yes, Fey information. You realize there's a couple things you can do. You just have this urge to sit down and commune with nature. Do you choose to do so?
Sure.
Okay. Thok, you get in touch with your animal spirits, the spirits of nature, etc. You have the ability to disable the last gate that you traveled through, or ping the location of the boggle.
Ooh.
Now, it won't tell you exactly where he is, but it'll give you the direction it is in.
Let's ping him.
All right, you ping the boggle. Now, only you have this knowledge, but he is to the northeast of you.
Okay.
Okay, that is your turn. Drea, it is your turn.
I mean, I just want to go east.
Okay. You head east and you enter another square with a circle of mushrooms.
I'm gonna roll to see if I recognize the mushrooms.
Okay, make a nature check.
We're all just curious.
We don't trust you, Gabe. We don't trust you with your shrooms out here.
A natural 20.
Okay. Let me take some notes.
Banana thumb.
All right. You know that these are called gate petal mushrooms. And that they often signify Fey-wild energies. Sometimes it's just a weakening in the boundary between the Fey and the normal worlds. Sometimes it's a place where Fey spirits can commune with nature. Sometimes it can be used as like a hub or teleportation for these Fey creatures as well. You would not eat one of these mushrooms if you knew what was good for you.
Okay. I mean, I'm chilling. I don't want to go into there.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Seth, it is your turn.
All right. Can I move any like north, south, east, west?
Any direction you want.
I would choose west.
West. Okay, you enter another square. This time, on the westerly edge. Again, you can see the wood dancing around and singing on the outskirts. And you also see a circle of mushrooms at the very center of this square mile.
Do nature check, see what they do.
Go for it.
Unnatural 20.
Okay, you get much the same information. You know not to eat them. You think it's sort of a boundary between realms of Fey and mortal.
Okay.
Do you enter the circle or no?
Sure.
Okay. Would you like to either... Well, you never entered a gate, so you can't have that option. Would you like to telepathically commune with a party member or ping the boggle?
Probably ping the bottle because I want this to be done soon rather than later.
You ping the boggle. He is directly east of you.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's your turn.
Okay.
It's the boggle's turn. All right. He has moved. Kevin, it's your turn.
Since I've gone as west as I can go, Kevin will start heading north.
Okay. You encounter Seth in a square mile.
Do I
with a
actually,
circle of
though?
mushrooms. Yes, you do this time.
Okay.
I didn't screw up.
Kevin, are you real?
Hi!
That's the Kevin I know. Listen, I know the boggle's east of us. Last I checked with the mushrooms, they spoke.
Okay.
Even though I know it was Shar who spoke through the mushrooms to me, so.
Whatever. Where is he?
East.
Let's go. Kevin starts heading east.
Okay. Very good. Kevin, you did just move, so you can't, right?
I don't know. You sure?
You can't. You get to move one square.
I'll prepare to go east.
Okay. Thok, it is your turn. You have pinged the boggle. Last I said he was northeast of you.
I will head that very direction.
Okay. You find yourself in a forest space, but otherwise completely empty. Drea, it is your turn. You were in a circle with mushrooms, but you didn't want none of that.
I'll just continue going east.
Okay. You enter a square with a gateway. Would you like to enter the gateway? Also, if you were to continue heading that direction, you come to the end of the grove on the far end. So you're
No.
you're the most boarding.
All right. I don't want to go into the portal, nor do I want to keep going east. I'll prepare to head north next turn.
Very good. Seth, what would you like to do?
I will go east.
Okay, you head east and you're in a square with a portal. And no one else.
I'll go through the portal.
Okay, roll a d4.
Sure. Four.
Flip a coin.
Huh.
Hold on.
Bold of you to assume I have any money.
Be right back.
Be right back. That was an oversight on my part.
Just roll a d20 and have it be a plus or minus 10, but sending Scott away to find it is...
You could have just left that sending Scott away.
Sorry, just more time with this beautiful song.
Hey, you guys haven't even found the boggle yet, so...
Sorry, my sweatpants don't have pockets.
Well, I mean, do you walk around with loose? Never mind. What you got?
Heads.
Heads. You appear in a square with the boggle, but you've used your action and movement, so you just lock eyes with him and he goes,
Bonus action, 3 sorcery points, Hand of Hill Omen.
And Gabe froze.
That's the exact face you'd make when he would hear you say that.
You're back.
Hello.
There he is. That a boy.
okay. You're more than welcome to cast your Hound of It alone if you'd like to.
Okay. I
It's
will
summoned
cast.
and it's right next to him.
Okay. The Hound of Hill Omen will know exactly where it is at all times until it dies.
Okay. Pretty solid, pretty solid. So it just sticks to him?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, very good.
It has its own initiative too, but I don't know if you want to do that or not.
No, don't worry about it. We're just gonna say that you have the ability to know the direction, like pinging.
Okay.
Oh shit. Okay, the boggle goes, motherfucker! And then he jumps into the portal. Dragging the Hound of Ill-Omen behind him. And he appears in a square with Drea. And he goes,
Maybe throw a motherfucker into that.
Oh, that's great.
Is he excreting anything?
he's excreting.
He's splooging everywhere.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, oh no.
Wait, how was
that
it?
is his action. However, he still has movement. Drea, he... Oh, he's caught in a trap.
Wait, if possible. Wait, no, it's not my turn. Damn it. All right, fine.
Yep, he runs to the south. He ran south and west. Southwest of you.
Did he pass me?
What a ridiculous...
Like anywhere near me?
You know what? It's a square mile, so I would say no. But
Okay.
in the spirit of how fucked up this already is, make a dexterity check, acrobatics for me, to see if you can juke in front of him, and we'll do a contest.
All right.
I didn't roll phenomenally, but boggles are pretty slippery.
It's because of all the excretions.
Mm-hmm.
He gets slick.
Son of a bitch! All right,
Does he say that or does she say...
I say that. Well, Dre might say son of a bitch as well. Dre, you do manage to get in front of him.
Okay. If
I
he
will-
tries to get away from me, I will use my sentinel feet and knock him straight on his ass.
Make an attack roll.
Wait, do I have to? It's just
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
tries to disengage.
It'll be a peaceful attack roll.
All right.
Because he's trying to evacuate himself like by a mile. So he's definitely running and running.
God, we'd be so tired.
mean,
My legs are
I
little.
got a 6.
A 6? All right, unfortunately you do miss him. But you do see exactly where he ran.
All right.
Okay, so he ran to the southwest. That will bring us back to Kevin. Kevin, it is your turn.
Woo!
You were in a square with mushrooms.
Seth told me the direction to go. I had that direction.
Okay. You follow him easterly, and you enter a portal square.
Through the portal.
All right, roll a d4 for me.
All right. 4.
Okay, flip a coin. Or Scott, flip a coin. 4.
Yeah, flip a coin for me.
Sure.
Toss a coin for the Kevin.
Heads.
Okay, heads. You enter a square. You pop out of the portal, and you are standing next to Seth.
Then I just leave. Yep, I did. So I just teleported back to Seth. Oh,
Kevin, I said east.
I went.
You guys are at
What
the
way's east?
the farthest northeast square possible.
That's where I went.
East is right.
I did the thing. I went through a portal. Now I'm here. I didn't see him, but there's excretions everywhere.
There is. When he got excited under the portal, he left oily black substance all over the ridge.
Everywhere. That's my
All right.
That's my action, right? So
You got it. Doc, it is your turn.
I'm near like the northern border at this point now.
You're nearing it. You're not quite on it. You're in a forest
Okay.
square. So you're heading northeast still?
Yeah, that's the impression I had. I mean, I can't metagame it.
As I break my player's spirits one by one.
Just you can't. I'm not allowed to.
Yeah. You head northeast. You enter a square with a portal with excretions all over it, and Kevin and Seth bickering.
So I just hop in the portal.
Okay. Roll a d4.
4.
Seth, flip. Well, no, don't flip a coin because there's only one other location. You appear in a square. I can't believe how much you guys are running into each other. You appear in a square with Drea.
We run into each other again.
Northwest? Was that the direction?
Southwest.
Southwest. The
Or is it
sticky
south?
gooey
Yeah, south.
thing cursed at me and then went southwest, so.
All right, on we go.
All right. Drea, it is your turn. Do you head southwest?
Yeah.
Okay. You have entered a forest. You see the boggle in the distance. You have the opportunity to attempt to catch him.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah, make an attack roll for me. As he sees you gaining on him, he goes,
I mean, it's a flat 15, so.
okay. His AC is 14. So you may now contest him with a sleight of hand. You reach out and you grab him successfully, but he is slippery.
All right.
And he begins to writhe, wriggle, and scream obscenities.
That is a 15.
Nat 20.
No! Come on! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! She just screams at him in anger.
this is the level of pettiness we have to match to keep up.
Seth, it's your turn.
Okay. How do you want to do the hound? 'Cause
You just
still
know
on.
which directions he is in. He is to your south mostly, but then a little bit west.
I'll head that direction. Can I use the hound to like try and nab the wand? Is that like a thing I can do?
Read. Because it's not like a standard combat. You're not trying to kill him.
Okay. Okay, so the hound uses dire wolf statistics with the following changes. The hound is medium sized, not large, and it counts as monstrosity, not a beast. It appears with a number of temporary hit points equal to half sorcery level. It can move through other creatures and objects as if it were difficult terrain. The hound takes 5 force damage if it ends its turn an object. The start of its turn, the hound automatically knows its target's location. If the target was hidden, It is no longer hidden from the hound. The hound appears in occupied space of your choice within 30 feet of the target. Roll initiative. On its turn, it can move toward the target by the most direct route. And it can use the action only to attack its target. The hound can make opportunity attacks, but only against its target. Additionally, while the hound is within 5 feet of the target has disadvantage on all saving throws against any spells you cast. The hound disappears, reduced to 0, or if I die.
Okay. So it can attack. I'll allow you to attack the boggle. You get the feeling that the forest spirits don't want you to slaughter it, but you're welcome to attack it.
Okay.
I'm not going to say you can't attack it. You can kill the thing if you want. It would work.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would just assume with the nature of what I read, it would just want to attack anyway.
So you're attacking?
Yes.
Okay.
For a unnatural 20.
Okay, you hit the boggle.
For 12 piercing damage, and you need to make a DC 13 strength save.
Okay. He fails the strength save?
You're prone.
Okay. When you hit him, he emits an oily puddle. I need a strength save from your hound.
Sure. That's a 6.
Okay. All right, so you are stuck in a puddle of sticky, icky.
I am where my hound is.
Your hound is, because I
Okay.
attacked him.
All right.
Okay. All right, is that your turn?
Yeah. Actually, well, as my action, I probably move closer towards both of them. So, am I like?
I already had you do that. You moved.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right, back to the top of the order, the Boggle. He will. Unfortunately, Drea, you see the Boggle get attacked, and in a panic, it summons a emergency portal and jumps through it, teleporting to a different location of its choice, leaving the Hound of Ill Omen in the dust. You will not have another opportunity to grab the wand. So he is gone. You're not sure where he's gone. He has left the Hound in the dust by 2 miles, Scott. So I'm going to say that spell dissipates. As long as he's near it.
Hold on.
We can say it's still alive, but how long does it take to travel a mile? And how long does the spell last? I was being pretty flexible with it to begin with.
The spell only lasts if I am reduces your hit points or it is reduces your hit points. So
it's
it
permanent?
always still knows where it is, but I mean my travel speed is
Does it know where it is, or do you know where it is?
it, not me.
Oh, so technically I shouldn't have even given you that information.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Kevin, it is your turn.
I was supposed to go east. Kevin goes east.
Okay. Kevin, you have entered another square of mushrooms.
Sure.
You enter the mushrooms?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Would you like to commune with nature and either communicate with a party member, ping the Boggle, or disable the last portal you traveled through?
Let's go ping it.
Okay. He is to the west and south of you.
Okay.
Okay. Thok, your turn. A gateway square. You saw Drea yelled at you and then ran off. But you could use the gateway you're in as well if you'd like.
Okay. Why not?
Okay, roll a d4.
What?
1. Okay, flip a coin. Or Seth, flip a coin.
Got it. Heads.
Okay, you appear back at the beginning.
Oh, God.
All right, that is your turn. Drea, it's your turn. You saw the Boggle just vanish into thin air. You are in a forest circle or square.
Is the portal still there that it used?
Dimensional rift. As a bonus action, the boggle can create an invisible, immobile rift within an opening. I can see the rift is no bigger than 10 feet. Only the boggle can use the rift, and it ends at the end of the boggle's next turn. Unfortunately, I can't. I will, however, let you use a perception check if you'd like to try and discern where he's at.
Nah, I'll just... This is really confusing. I go up.
Up, okay. You enter a square with a circle of mushrooms.
I am so done. I walk into the mushrooms.
Okay. Would you like to ping the boggle?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, he is directly west of you.
All right. Cool. I'm assuming I've used my movements. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Seth, your turn. You don't know where the boggle is anymore.
Okay. Well, I'll move my hound in the direction where he knows the boggle is. I
Okay.
will move north.
Okay, you're back with Kevin in a circle of mushrooms.
We meet again, Kevin.
Hi.
It's like whack-a-mole, but worse.
It's just so. Is this how you saw this going, Gabe? When you were like,
Yeah,
"Oh, they're gonna love it.
pretty
This is
much.
gonna be great. I'm gonna
No,
have
I knew it
this
wasn't gonna be
stupid
great.
f***ing song going the whole time, and it's gonna be."
To be fair, Drea might have had it last turn. I didn't expect Scott to try and slaughter it.
Is my hound in square?
It is not.
No. Okay. So I'll move to the closest square with him, and I'll.
Oh, so you're not moving north like you said you were.
Well, okay. So am I move? How's the movement working? Am I moving the hound instead of me, or am I moving myself?
You said I'm moving north, and then you said I'll move the hound in his direction. So I moved the hound in his direction. You don't know where the hound is, though, right?
No. Okay. Sorry, I was confused.
I moved the hound.
I still move north.
Yeah, and I moved you north into the square with Kevin. There is a circle
Okay.
of mushrooms.
Okay. I'll do the same thing. Try and ping it.
Ping it. Okay, he is south and west of you.
Okay. Southwest Kevin.
All right. It's the Boggle's turn. He doesn't know where anyone is. I'm going to head that way. You guys are kind of closing in. Kevin, it's your turn. Kevin, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm going the way that we pinged.
Okay. All right. You enter a square with a portal, but nothing else.
Just continue through the square, not through the portal.
Okay. All right. Thok, your turn. You're at a portal, the northwestern.
I don't like that. I ended up back at the beginning, so I just hop back in the portal.
Okay. T4, please. And Scott, if you could just take one.
Sure.
4.
4.
I rolled like only 1 and 4 on these, I think.
Tails.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. You exit an empty portal square. Drea, it's your turn.
I want west.
All right. You enter another square with the Boggle.
Oh, boy.
Give me the goddamn paintbrush, you little shit.
Make an attack roll.
Yeah. Nat 20.
At 20, automatic success. Now make a
Snatch it.
sleight of hand check to try and steal the wand.
Make a sleight of hand.
Yeah.
That is another nat 20. I am.
I rolled a 15. His sleight of hand is
Funny.
+6. What is your dexterity modifier? I
My
have
dex.
21.
Do you want dexterity or my sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand if you have proficiency in sleight of hand.
I have a +5 to it.
I don't know why you fucking have a +5. You have snatched the wand from the Boggle. Fuck you!
Oh, really? Would you like to play, little one?
Yes.
Oh god.
Well, come
Give
on.
me one.
This is mine. No. This is not a wand. This is mine. For now. If you want another one, I can get you another one, though. Not a different one. You want paint?
Yeah.
Give a second. I'm gonna take one of Scott's knives and cut a little piece of her hair off. Then she's gonna look around for a stick and try to like tie it on with some twine or rope that she has from her bag.
Okay. And do you get
And I'll offer it to him. Yeah, I'm gonna offer it to him. See if he'll take it.
And he grabs it and he's like immediately he just wipes it on himself. Covered in the black secretions, and he just runs over to a tree and he starts to draw himself and Drea.
Oh.
Real
then the Hound of Ill
queens
Omen.
cut their own hair to make paintbrushes for nasty little critters.
And then the Hound of Ill Omen comes out of nowhere and makes an attack roll. Scott, make an attack.
Wait. Can I yell at the hound? Can I yell at the hound?
Okay, I have a question. Is Drea within 5 feet of me? Or the hound?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I have advantage if not. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't really care.
Okay. 15.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Sure.
Well, this thing is like mauled.
It only has 18 hit points. He dealt 15
Oh my
last
god.
Can I use my opportunity attack to try and attack the Hound of Ill Omen?
I'll since this is so fucked up already, I
What
will
a
let you
disaster.
attempt to solve it.
I got 13 damage.
Okay, this would kill the boggle. Drea, what are you doing to get in the way of this animal?
If well, it's a reaction technically, so
Yeah.
the boggle would already be dead if I tried to.
So make your attack roll, and if you hit the beast, I'll say the sentinel feat reduces its speed to 0 before it gets to the boggle. If you
Okay.
fail to hit the beast, the boggle dies.
I rolled a 15.
Seth, does that hit the hound?
Yeah.
Okay. You just managed to slash the back hind leg of the beast, and it rolls to the ground, and the boggle turns in fear and panic and then throws a portal and vanishes.
Okay, well, you stupid dog. Oh well. Does that mean we're done?
Yeah, you have the wand.
Yeah.
Just wait till the next puzzle.
Oh boy.
All right. You're welcome. You are not in a field of mushrooms, but if you head to the north, you can head to a field of mushrooms, communicate telepathically with your party, and escape one after another.
Okay. Or can we just really loudly?
Yeah. You can.
I have the brush.
Okay. Jay just begins screaming, "I have the brush!" over and over again. All right, and eventually the party, since you're all headed in the same direction, you do come together. It takes a few hours. You guys were in there for the better part of the day. But you come out and the Woodwode is waiting for you. He's singing delightful tales about how the boggle made fools of all of you.
Great.
I will turn this horrible music off.
I'll turn it up while you do that. Hey, that's different. I don't know if this is better or worse.
All right, the Woodwode leads you back to his home, back to his little shanty, and he says, "Oh, it was great of you to collect the wand. However, now you must fetch the boots of my master." And before his shack, the moat that runs around it, there are 4 fishing rods. "You must fish the boot out. Cheerio." And he begins to sing a tale about 4 fishermen trying to get a boot.
Oh yeah, he
Roll for
does.
initiative, please. Yes, he does.
Oh, okay.
It's a secret song. For me only.
Do you want those in Discord?
Yeah, Discord would be best. Okay. So, Dre will go first. Then Kevin. Then Thok. Then Seth.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeehaw.
you each have a fishing rod in hand, and you're ready to go and catch some boots.
What? It's like a bunch
your
of
turn.
mini games. Mario Party mini game session here.
I'd like we're just showcasing the versatility of Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey!
When it comes to your turn in the initiative order, I'd like you to roll a d10.
Okay.
There's some other options that you got as well, but you're gonna have to feed the woodwode some fish to find out what those are. All right, Ash, it's your turn first. Roll the d10.
Gotta get
I got a 9.
You got a 9. You have fished up a carp. You've got a DC 15 strength check.
I fished a what? I'm sorry?
A carp.
Big old bottom feeder fish.
Corp.
No! Okay.
No! I
It
hate
landed on a
carp.
natural 20. Does that count?
Unfortunately, you will have to re-roll
No.
Yeah, I do reroll if it goes off the desk.
it. Yep.
Okay, that's a 19 plus
Alright.
like 3.
You successfully fish the carp up and do not take an attack from it.
Ooh.
Great!
Imagine getting beat down by a fish.
I am trying to kill you with fish.
Yep.
So you snag the carp and you throw it back, and the woodwode just begins to chomp down on it. Oh, delicious! This will make for my next stew, fish bone stew. All right,
Kevin's
next
turn.
turn. Kevin, yeah, Kevin's turn.
All right, D10?
D10. Yeah.
9.
Okay. So you also fish up another carp. The water is, this moat is like a foot wide, but it's just frothing with fish.
Second carp. Oh no.
All right.
It's a strength.
DC 15 strength
Oh
check.
no. Kevin's not very strong when he's a people. That is a 12 minus 1. That's an 11.
All right, you fail. The carp that comes up on the end of your fishing rod attempts to take a bite out of you. Does a 12 hit?
Current AC is no, thank God, no.
All right, the fish kisses you on the face and then flops back into the moat. That
Aww.
brings us to Thok. It's your turn.
It's a D10 roll, you said?
Yeah, D10.
10.
10, all right. You fish up a bottle of something, some mystery liquid.
Can I examine it?
Sure, on your next turn.
Okay. I got really
Gabe is
excited.
just trying to prolong this as long as he
Everybody,
can.
everybody else got these carp, and here I am just,
Got a bottle
carpe
of
diem,
mystery.
you know?
All right, Seth, it's your turn.
2.
2. Okay, you fished up a quipper. You can just, no DC, you just, whoosh, it's a tiny little fish. You grab it and you throw it to the woodwode, and it's delighted.
I fished a mighty bass.
This isn't a bass, you idiot. It's a quipper. All right. So, he has eaten some fish. It's his turn, and he offers up a hint. He says, "You could look for bait if you wanted to augment your chances. I know exactly what the boot likes." And he points at the bottle of mystery liquid that Thok has fished up.
Hey!
But I don't know what's in it. I just know the boot likes it. Okay. Top of the turn, Ash. Drea, D10, please. if you wish to continue fishing. If
You
you break
know.
your fishing rod and just walk away from the game, I also understand.
Seven.
A 7, okay. You fish up another quipper, but this one's bigger. It's going to attack you. So I need a DC 10 strength check.
I got an 8.
Okay, the quipper attempts to attack you. Does a 18 hit.
Yes, it does.
All right, the quipper latches on to your arm, dealing you 3 piercing damage.
Okay.
Get fish bit.
Apparently.
This is so dumb.
All right,
He's so
Ben.
proud of himself. Yeah, let's keep fishing. Give me that boot. That is a 10.
A 10. You also pull up a bottle of mystery liquid.
All right.
Hey, 2 bottles.
I prepare
Okay.
to coat my next. I'm gonna coat my next cast with the mystery liquid.
Okay. Doc, it's your turn. Would you like to inspect the mystery liquid before you use it?
No, I heard the woodwode say the boot likes it, so I dip the hook in and toss it out.
Okay. It smells of coffee faintly, and you
Okay.
cast it into the water. It guarantees that you find the boot, so it is an automatic 1 on the D10.
Hey, I'll
Boot
take it.
comes up, but it's not an ordinary boot. It's a mimic boot, and it's holding on to your rod, holding on to your hook.
Gonna leave my room.
I need a strength check.
It's holding
Oh, no.
on to my rod.
Oh, give me all your strength.
Hope you mean the fishing rod.
Unless you're fishing with a different rod, in which case I need different DC.
Guaranteed.
What did you need?
A strength
What
check,
is
please.
this?
Strength athletics.
Yeah.
23.
No, you caught the boot.
Yeah, you did what you're supposed to do.
Okay, you pull the boot up.
The disappointed sounding.
I mean, after the last one, it's kind of fair that this one doesn't take as long.
And it is latched onto my rod.
Yeah, it is. All right. So you have gathered the boot up. I'm going to turn off this music as well.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Thank goodness.
I was liking it.
I was looking.
I think it's better than a recorded one.
Which you listened to for a while. I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry at all, but I'm kind of sorry. Okay. So, you have fished up the boot. It's trying to gnaw off your face, but the woodwode dances over and he snatches it. So good boot. And he taps the edge of it with the wand, and it seems to calm down a little bit, but it's viciously going after your bottle of mystery liquid. Fuck. You need a sleight of hand check to try and snatch the bottle away from it before it devours it whole.
18.
18, okay. Is that with modifiers, or is that just a flat roll?
Yeah, this was modifiers +1.
It gets the bottle.
Damn.
The teeth wrap around it, and it just begins to like throw itself back, so the liquid sloshing down into the boot.
I felt good about that too.
I know. All right, but it's splashing this liquid everywhere. It appears to be a coffee liqueur. Anyway, so the woodwode gathers the two things together, and he pulls out the amber medallion, and he says, "Now that you've collected my master's goods, perhaps if you say the enchanted code words, he will come to your assistance."
We're about to summon a damn demon or something that's gonna.
That's what I think is about to happen, but fuck it, we're this far in.
Yep, committed at this point.
But fuck it. That's what he said.
Well, never mind, disregard it. Anyway, what are the code words?
The first? Who collected the first piece? Drea.
Oh, I think me.
Very good. This is the phrase that you must utter. And he hands you the petrified amber. And he hands you the wand.
I take both, I guess.
Yeah, one in each hand. And he tells you to say... Sorry. This is what happens when I put my notes in two places. By the time Gabe was done screwing with his players, 5 people were left watching. All right. He says, the code phrase you must say is, pull me.
Excuse me?
Pull me. Just the
Are
word.
we all really just going to be doing this? We're just gonna be... Alright, you know what? Pull me.
Very good, very good. And he snatches the amber out of your hand, and then he hands it to Thok. And Thok, he puts the boot in your other hand, and it still reeks of coffee liqueur. And he says, all right, now you say, up with.
Up with.
And then he takes both items back, and he puts them all together, and he says, brush for watercolors, the boot for Bailey's, and the last part, I need you all to say with me, your big, strong arms.
You're a big, strong arm!
Yes.
Oh my god, he did it! I can't believe he did it!
2 green arms poke out of the ground, grabbing the boot, grabbing the paintbrush, and a humanoid figure begins to pull itself out of the muck and moisture underneath.
I'm so
And it
happy.
says,
You pulled me up with your big strong arms.
Oh god.
I'm on board.
You're right. Gord.
He can't even do it! I didn't believe he would do it!
and that is where we will end tonight's session.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Did I just troll you for an hour and 40 or 2 hours and 40 minutes to summon old Greg? Yes, I did.
I'm not even mad about it now.
No.